Hey everyone, I'm Moi.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be a little wine, maybe a little tequila, maybe a little mulled wine, maybe a little hot toddy, maybe a little um uh, whatever kind of eggnog, spiked eggnog you might like. But at the end of the day, hopefully Ma's getting a call from the future. That's the only kind of ringtone I can assume what that is. It's call from the future. Anyway, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet. Hi.
Hello, you guys. It is time for me to take my medication.
Ooh, honey. That's
Um,
future Wa telling her to take care of herself. That's what
yes, it
that was.
is. So right now we're talking 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, season 5, Tell All Part 1. You guys, we
Ooh.
finally made it to the tell all after 21 episodes. Jesus Christ on a cracker.
No, I can't. I can't. Well, it's so funny to me.
And like they brought back Julio and that other one, and we don't even have a picture of them anymore.
I had it was like, oh, you guys. I mean, I don't know what she's wearing. It's very hard when you want to look hot, but you realize you have to sit, and so you're sitting in a corset, and it's like bending the entire way. Weird. Anyway, God
Did
bless.
they even offer to bring her to the US? Did they
I,
offer?
I don't know, but she didn't get there.
Jeez Louise.
Maybe they don't. I bet this is so cheap. I bet they're like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna pay when you can just Zoom.
I mean, it's not like she can't get a visa. She could get here.
But I mean, she didn't though. She doesn't ever want to set put on. She doesn't like America, honey. She didn't like it. She didn't get a good
Um,
taste of it. She's not into
that's
it. But
true.
let's move on. Let's start. So
Oh, you wanted to move on already? Let's move on
to the
to
beginning.
the beginning. I just want to say one thing. She's not coming to America. She's coming to New York City. So that's worth the trip.
You know what? You're right, Wa. Thank you.
Orange guy comes and saw social media where Kirsten was laying.
I forgot. So when we first saw Julio/Julio, I forgot his name, and I was like, that orange, the guy in the orange. And so that's what happened there. I forgot his name. It's Julio/Julio. Now I remember. But yeah, so he comes in, he's wearing orange, and he's like, "Look, we're not together anymore, but I'm telling you, I saw on social media some of the lies that have been in the streets perpetrated by this woman, and I'm fine to come and just clean up shop. I mean, I'm gonna let it be known." So that's where he came in, and then Kenny comes in, and Kenny has just like freshly what looked like dyed his beard. So I said he has a brown beard. Like I didn't mean that he's dating a lady that's like BIPOC. I mean that like while I was looking at her nose. I mean that like the brown dye that is literally in his beard that he's wearing. And he's just like, "Oh man, you wore orange. That's my color. I almost wore orange. It's too orange, you guys. Like, what are we in prison once? Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know." And by the way, I
Kenny's
think that
like,
Kenny would never look good in orange. I'm like that. Don't wear orange. I don't think it's gonna look good with your hair nor your skin tone. I don't think you're an orange kind of guy. Well,
I haven't done a Kenny impression in so long, but he's more like, I was gonna wear orange.
yeah, yeah,
I
he is.
was, I was gonna wear orange too. That's really cool. I haven't done it in so long. I have because I don't listen to him. I keep him pushing. Yeah. First of all, Julio, shut the hell up, man. Like we don't care. You tried to blame her for the breakup. Oh, is that what you want to do? You don't want to wait another 3 months or maybe more because I can't just leave my family, even though I told you I would. You can't just maybe wait a little bit more. She's like, no. Okay, well, if you want to break up, then I guess that's fine on you. And now you have receipts. Nobody cares about your receipts. First of all, we don't even think about you anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So
Danielle and him come with receipts, honey, like they're about to like extreme coupon, like us or whatever. But yeah, like then Holly comes in, I mean, like an angel with not one, but two Louis Vuitton bags. One is that like rainbow colored one that we all saw the girls get from before. I was never into it. And the other one is like mildly a special edition crossbody. If they're real, they're worth thousands. And if they're not, she got them, like basically in New York on the side of the street right before she came in here. She
yeah,
has 14 bags. Okay. So that she has the other part is it's like both bags are not really big bags. And on top of that, she has what looks like a $2 huge pink backpack on top. She comes in with like an electrolyte beverage. She has like her weird earphones. She's a bananas woman, honey. She crazy.
Yeah, she has two waters too. She has one in her backpack and she has one in her hand, like with orange juice or some kind of electrolyte in it. You're right. She's lightened her hair and she's finally cut her hair. So, she's lightened her loads in one way and she's carrying it heavy in the other. And that dress is short. I mean, her hoo-ha is threatening to come out. And that choker is ugly.
I feel like I viscerally see where her hair is and where fake hair is. Like in this picture, can't you?
I mean, I don't know about it.
There's a red tint to with her natural hair,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then her extensions are all this kind of gray, no, all this brown blonde that is more
Yeah.
like a cool toned
Yeah.
medium brown, where she has a warm toned red copper on top of.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Shekinah looks great. That's the end of that. I mean, the
yes,
picture we chose of Shekinah is not the greatest. But
she kind of comes looking the best we've seen her, but in the sluttiest outfit possible. But that's her aesthetic. Like her outfit's going to be like a tie up the side, like, and whether she's like, it's my demure look. I mean, it's so funny because even women like her who have Bananarama's bodies, who you're just like, you can go bodycon, absolutely go bodycon. Just for God's sake, pick an elegant fabric. Just pick something with like a little, like, just pick where your entire body is covered. Yes, you see it because it's so bodycon, but like she's silicone. It looks like plastic, like hooker Barbie wear plastic dress that's like, yeah, tied on the whole side. Like you can't wear underwear. But you know what? That's her thing. And she comes gun blazing. So,
oh yeah,
um,
she's ready for her reality TV debut.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's like her quips, her like one. Yeah, she's ready, and I'm here for it. I like that she came here to give us a show.
Oh,
I want a show.
you know why we love her also, Wa? Because I don't want to like speak for you, but I think that I want to speak for you in this place. Because who do we have to hang our hat on? Listen, at this tell all right now, it's Kimberly and Danielle. That's who Shekinah's up against. So we're like, and Holly, who's like, I mean, no one, I mean, literally Wayne's like, she's not even on a team anymore, honey. She deserted me. Like, we can't hang our hat on her at all. So, like, who do we have but Shekinah? And so,
Yeah,
fine, Shekinah, like, fine,
yeah.
that's fine. Because Kirsten was gone. We don't even know her. Like, Kirsten,
Mm-hmm,
Kristen, I forgot how that person lives her life, honey.
mm-hmm.
Like, everyone else is insane. So, yeah, Shekinah's all we have. And
And the
if
producers
we
didn't
need
even
her.
trust it. The producers didn't trust it so much that they brought in the unnecessaries.
But
They brought them
oh,
in.
honey, here they are. Look, I mean, slow-mo walk of these cast of critters. I mean, look at look at
Andre.
Tim. Look, okay. I mean, okay, Tanya looks great. And Kalani looks like great. And I think, but why I didn't say that is because Kalani also looks like Kalani in the sense that she always has that bare shouldered look. But however, doesn't it also like Kalani and Tanya are about to like do a Republican Democratic
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
wife show off or something? Like that's the other thing. It's red versus blue. Yeah.
In a
Andre
debate.
is in, like, okay. Andre, I don't need to see right now on toe. You know
Yeah.
why? Because they did us the disservice that Wa said, which is that Igor / Justin / Nikki aren't on toe, which is where they should be. They're on 90 Day Fiance. So when they have their tell all, that's when we need Andre to come in as the only other Moldovan we've ever known to like give us the Moldovan
Yeah.
tea, like.
We need Andre on that. Yes, you're absolutely right. And then we need Chloe to come out. So it needs to be Libby and Andre. And we need Chloe, no Christian, to come out when we talk about Nikki and Justin. That is it.
Oh my God. See, okay. Here's the thing. Yes. Okay. Wa, you are brilliant and you're right. Now, I will give 90 Day that if they want to shift things up, and they keep trying, with the live audience, where this is not a live audience, whatever. They keep trying to like change these up. This could be a good idea, these whatever you call them, unnecessaries, but they need to pick people with mindful, conscious choice. For instance, why is Tim there?
It's
Why is
like
Tim why is Tim ever there?
they want to keep Tim and Veronica and Kenny paid, and I don't understand quite why. They really invested in them.
Yeah, they did. You're absolutely right. It's like they're great people, and the TLC producers have fallen in love with them. But what they won't tell their hearts and them truly is that they're just not watchable people.
But there are to some folks, like some people love them and they won't just explain to us why,
I
you know?
disagree. I think they're
They,
being shoved down our throats. I think Tim, look at Tim in this. I mean, Tim looks like David S. Pumpkins on not during the Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like remember when they had those Mystique and the like guys that would like neg girls, the players, like he looks like a guy that would have been one of the guys on that G show or whatever. Remember we watched that
Tim,
show?
no, I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. Tim looks
I
like in 10 years he will need to perpetually have a smile on his face, or he will always look like he's has sinister intent.
Tim is a very nice person, but Tim doesn't have the nutritional. There's like, wait, give me a second. Sorry, my date's here. I like bad boys. Bye, bitches, honey. Anyway, Tim doesn't have what looks like
The nutritional values
the nutritional panel to let us have also like a dead look to him. He already looks dead, is what I'm saying. Like you have to go against it. So, and I liked him. I mean, listen, I like Kenny and Armando. It's like all these people are very good. I feel bad talking about them. It's like, babes, live your lives off camera. Like Tim, remember Tim's rich. Remember how Tim has like fancy gold guns, like the kind of guns that was like in like Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann version, like fancy, like
he
like
makes them. He designs them.
yeah, that was hot. Let him go back to like I don't need to see it.
Hot.
Or well, I think so. You know why I think it's hot? I'll tell you right now. I think it's hot. First of all, when do you see that? A, B, like he's an arts and craftsman and business owner and does something that's like niche and he loves it. Like if anytime someone is nuanced and genius about a thing that they love and they also make money doing it and like are somewhat renowned and have like a
Wait,
thing.
what is happening? Are you trying to like be Tim's friend? Are you thinking that he's going to listen to this and you want to like somehow what is happening?
We all have good and bad, and this is the sweeties part of it.
Can we move on
Okay.
with this Tim? I love Tim so much. I want to kiss his
Okay.
butt. Okay. Anyways, Danielle didn't say hi to Shekinah. And also Danielle has a high pony. And so like she's doing this, like my roots are extra rooty at this time.
Ugh.
And so now we're going to put on this ponytail. So, yeah. Everyone's
Kimberly comes in.
Oh, Kimberly. She's like, no one told me that marriage sucks. There's something about Kimberly when she gets older, she's going to have a double chin. And I cannot wait. I just can't wait. She is something happened to her. What happened to her is that she was either made fun of or something. And so she built up a defense mechanism and now she's a complete B word. And just the deflection of laughing at Jenny. How fucking dare you?
She kind of reminds me of Amanda in a way that they kind of like came to this tell-all. Remember like pouty Amanda, of Razvan, of who was just like knew that she was like hated by people and was known as the pouty, entitled, bitchy one. Like they both kind of come resigned to the fact that people hate them with a chip on their shoulder, that they're going to be like, look, I did what I did. And, it's like, that's what I had to do to get there. And I'm fine with it because we're all human. We all make mistakes. And also like they come with that like hard ass energy as if they've gone past the like feeling sorry or feeling regretful phase. But everyone wants them to have that, to come with energy of like, you guys, especially with Kimberly, when they got to show her like parts of her. So anyway, we can get into like, yeah, we get to the annoying part where we're still before the actual show starts. Everyone's like coming in, um you know uh we finally start when then Sean does the thing. She goes around where she like gets one word answers for people like, "Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Are you guys together?" No. Okay, before we get into that, moving on, like where it's like this part
We'll
takes
find more about that later.
10 minutes
We'll
to do
find
this.
more about that later. We'll find more about that later. It's like, Sean, you've now done this for at least 3 years. I need you to just stop.
Hasn't it, babe, hasn't it been 47?
Yeah, you're right, Chris. You're
47
right.
years, come on.
So
48 years.
she needs to be better at it. Like this was bad for Sean. She didn't even like have control. It's like she put the cards down. Okay, she needs to. I haven't. Oh, listen, I barely watched any of the Housewives, but Andy does a way better job.
There's a you know what?
There's a
I hate
fluidity. You're right that Sean
Yeah,
does
there's a
not have.
fluidity. Yeah, it's like she's too someone who is hosting and not a fluid part of the show that's like the audience representative that has watched everything and knows everyone and also is commanding the ship. She's kind of the like robot of the producer that's there with something in her ear being like, move on, move on. Before you give too much, moving on to, like where it's like there isn't this like, you know what she is? I wish she had more of the feeling that this is her show, like
Yeah,
almost her late night show, almost like a Chelsea Handler or like
yeah,
or any Oprah or like Jimmy Fallon, where I
yeah,
wish she came in with this is my house, this is my show. So we've been watching all together. I'm going to facilitate this. I
yeah.
trust the editors and producers are going to work around me feeling as natural as possible, but she doesn't,
She's
which
not a producer or something. She's not bought
they don't
into.
allow her that, I guess.
Yeah, she hasn't bought into the show. She doesn't watch it or something.
There's
She's not
no
a fan.
naturalness.
Yeah,
It's everything is so like, before you stop, let's move on. Like, why not be like, I got you, and I know what you're gonna say, but why not give it a little personality? Maybe it's that. Sean, and I mean this, is devoid of personality for a show with a lot of personalities. And that has to be a choice. They
yeah.
must be like, we need someone to just keep the fucking ship together. I mean, I'm assuming that they just think that there would be too much, but they keep adding all the like, the unnecessaries, as you say, like they know they need funnierness. It's very interesting.
Funnierness. That is
Yeah,
very interesting
that's why
too.
they should get me for all of my grammatical fun areas.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So Sarper and we go to Sarper and Shekinah, and then I think Armando has a question about his dirty dick, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about Shekinah's exes. It's only me from now." And then Shekinah's like, "I made him get a STD check, which is like not uncommon for me because I make everyone get an STD check." And I was like, "Good for you, girl. Like, good for saying that out loud. Your daughter and her friends are watching this, and you want your daughter and her friends to have all these nasty men get an STD check." And he's like, "I don't think I'd have STD." And I was like, that is a fucking lie, you nasty fuck. You have had at least 10,
Hmm.
2,500 women. You've had an STD. And if you haven't, you are a lucky ass man. But no, you have.
Yeah, I mean it's disgusting every time, and I mean they're gonna really get into it, which makes me happy. Um, we get a lot of this first tell all is a lot of, again, as we said, Shekinah and Sarper, but it is a lot of also Kimberly and TJ. And so Kimberly gets the brunt of her section now, where one thing first of all, they replay her yelling when she gets the apartment, and then they give us the knowledge that he had taken out a 7-year long loan for $12,000 in order to finance the apartment's construction and whatnot. Um, and so she sort of feigns like victim, like, well, I didn't know about it, but I guess I really don't have to because it happened before we got married or whatnot. And then they also make her explain titty baby for us, which is what she says in one of the other arguments. Like they playing all the arguments and making her watch how horrible she is. And you think that she would, of course, have a moment of remorse. She doesn't. She just sits there. But they're like, well, bitch, what does titty baby mean? And she's like, it just means that, well, when I like want, when I'm fighting with him, I tell him that he just, is on his mom's breast all the time. Because sometimes he just like go downstairs and he spends days at a time, which are kind of like a fucking course he does to get away from you, bitch. And I'd be like, yeah, I would, especially if it's right downstairs and you're screaming all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but also like you shouldn't call anyone you love a titty baby. If your first reaction to call your husband or someone you love is a dick or an asshole or a titty baby or something like that, then you are being abusive. You're being verbally abusive and you shouldn't be with that person. You shouldn't be with anybody that your first instinct is to berate them verbally.
Yeah.
So you have a problem. You have a fucking problem, you mean ass bitch. As well as like the fact when you just found out that he spent 12 and you're like, I'm just finding out right now that he spent $12,000. That doesn't immediately make you go, oh my God, babe, I am so sorry. I wish I had known that. Like, why didn't you tell me? Like something, but to be like, well, you didn't tell me. So yeah, that's why my reaction was wrong. And I don't feel bad about it because you didn't tell me. Like, that's a bitch ass move. Like, even if you are like, that's my natural reaction, fine, you're on TV, bitch. What's your spirit angel telling you right now? Where the fuck is this angel? And is this angel not being like, hey, bitch, pretend?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, your abusive side is showing. You look crazy. Hey, like from one soul sister to another, you look bananas. You look like a crazy bananas abusive bitch. Just, screaming on TV. That's what you look like, and that's what you sound like. Get a clue, but no one's telling her that, like, not her parents, not her. She's on social media right now, like, getting mad at people, like in the comment section, being like, why would you take the time at, like, literally on her own social media, which I get there's trolls, but like she's inviting this. People will say shit to her and she'll be like, you're so fucking dumb for like taking time out of your life to leave a mean comment on like my Instagram when you know I'm a witch and it will take me 2 seconds to just put a karma spell on you. Like, what? She does have, and they call her out during this, a sense of entitlement, right? And a sense they're like, you are not humble. And she's not. And we don't know why. Like me and you have been like, all of us have been like, why? Because Kimberly, you're not ugly, but you're definitely not beautiful. Kimberly, you're not overly, like talented in such a way or come from, like any sort of like great stock in this world to like warrant such a thing. But it does hit that like some part of Kimberly, I think, thinks that she's incredibly special because of her Claire Huxtableness.
yeah, her Claire Danesness. I think it's because she had some sort of trauma in her life. That did I read this somewhere? Or she had some kind of trauma in her life with her mom or something. And so like she has had to put up walls in order to like get through. And so this is part of her whatever.
Why does
Uh
she think she's so special? Like, because she
I don't
thinks she's
think it's that
better
she
than others because of the God, because she thinks she's like intuitive?
I don't think she thinks she's better. I think it's just that she like erratically accepts everything that she does. And so then is like
Because she
that's
thinks it's warranted.
that's her process. The same thing when let's talk about Jenny and Sumit. Then
Okay.
we'll go to what she says to Kinney, and then I'll say it then.
Yeah.
So then we bring on Jenny and Sumit, and Jenny's like, "Oh my God, namaste! We're so happy to be here." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, are you guys doing this namaste yet?" The mother is still somewhere. Sumit's mother is somewhere in the background, just screaming, running back and forth about how Sumit is a bad son. And
Mhm.
then she's like, Jenny's like, "Oh, I can't believe you said you didn't love India. Darling, don't come back here. Don't say that. You were very disrespectful. You were very entitled. I mean, TJ spent all that money. He's building that space for you. I can't believe you did all of that." And then Kim is like, "Jenny, I don't care what you think." And all of a sudden, her real Kentucky twang just comes out. "Jenny, I don't care what you think." "Well, that's okay. You don't have to care what I think. But I mean, it wasn't wrong." "Well, you can come over here and meet me then, Jenny." "Okay, come to jump her. Give me your address. Come to jump her, sweetie."
We were like, "What?" And then Kimberly hurls a "see you next Tuesday," which is just like, unnecessary in every well, how happy are you about that?
You're a see you next Tuesday, and I'll meet you wherever you want to meet.
Yeah,
See you
like
next Tuesday.
I just yeah, like she's at one point it's like if opinions don't matter, then don't care about her opinion. She's dumb. Kimberly is hot-headed and dumb and immature and has the emotional IQ of like Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? The same. Like that's why I'm like, so you're fucking I don't want you to ever make a cent from anyone trying to like get spiritual coaching or anything from you. You have no healing to be done. You need to go on a lifetime of healing for yourself and your own soul. So that's like I think there's some part of me that gets mad at her from that because I feel like I don't want anyone to like succumb to thinking that she has anything ahead of anyone or over anyone because she's obviously a lost soul. You can't be that mean. You can't be that ignorant. You can't be that dumb and be because in you're obviously not wise enough to get money in that way. Listen, there are some people that do have in this world a spiritual wisdom, an earthly kind of like old appreciated soulness about them that like you can feel, you know. She's not one of them. I'm saying you have to give everyone money, but like, you know, you can seek those people out. Anyway, that's all I have to say. She's horrible.
So then they go into the back and it's time for lunch and they are sitting there and Kenny is like, well, now that we're back here, try. Well, now that we're back here, I can't do it. Now that we're back here, do you at all feel bad about what you said about Jenny? No, it's part of my process. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's part of your process. Is it part of your process to just say whatever it is that you're feeling and then you like, I don't know, think about it later? What's wrong with you? And then he's like, well, you should.
I'm so happy. Yeah, you absolutely you disgusting pig. I mean, you know, she's disgusting.
Yeah.
She really is. Like she's shameful, you know, like she's a shameful person. I mean, she doesn't care about people's opinions, good, because I'll give mine about her on this podcast. I'll never care to go to her Instagram and leave it there, but she should know she's absolutely atrocious and I mean, yeah, I mean, shameful.
Yep.
So, basically, we get into do you want to talk about Shekinah and Sarper and kind
I
of like
do.
I know this
I do.
yeah, I know. This is so great because this entire fucking time I've been like they're in a dom sum relationship, obviously in a dom sum relationship. And like not only is that validated 100%. Holly, who I also called out as being someone like that, was like, I like it too.
Yes.
Me too. You know, like
Also, everyone on that stage was kink shaming, and I was so mad at them. I said, not one person on this stage understands what's happening here. Not one person. And I
definitely not
was,
Danielle.
yeah. Danielle was like, I would have stuffed that lollipop up his butt. And I'm like, first of all, bitch, the only reason that lollipop would have been up his butt is because your face is right there close to his butt because you're like 4'11. Number
Yep.
one. Number two, that was a hot ass scene when he took it and slammed it on the ground. Oh, yeah. And then him leaving her little voice notes about, hey, I want you to do this. Oh, oh my God, it was so
Wait.
great.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God, I freaking loved it. And she didn't explain it well. And she was like, he's the leader. And I was like, oh, that's a dumb way of explaining it.
Yeah, so okay. So basically as we've said, she's like, I like him to take charge and he likes to be in control and I like to be submissive. And she says, which is great, because it is the truth to her. And that's why I like it. What she says, this she goes, if a man doesn't exert a little bit of control over me, I don't think he loves me, he cares about me. And that's the part where Holly's like, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, like Holly just like literally jumped onto her and like a parasite, honey, which is like me and you for the rest of our lives together, we're one. So and that's when people were like, oh no, no, and it's Kenny and Armando, and it's, you know, Kimberly, who like hates Shekinah for her own reasons. Shekinah has gone against Kimberly, but it's also, as I said, Danielle, who again, Shekinah has already said that Danielle didn't even come and say hi to her in the beginning. And at some point during this, I think later on, I don't think it actually has happened yet, but I think that they showed it in a master teaser, tells Danielle that she like, you know, like was too hard on her man, too hard on Johan. So already POVs are different of these ladies. So like
Mhm.
already it's great. But Shekinah is going to be like, we already know that she's like this. So yeah, basically then she's like, no, 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 I want that. I like it. And he's not doing it meanly. He's not being like, lose a bunch of weight, because of course they show the weight part when she, you know, needs to be a certain 132,
Mhm.
but she's
Mhm.
whatever, maybe she's 120, I don't know, whatever. So then she's like, no, but I want that, and he's just, you know, giving me guidance. Listen to the how he does it. So that's of course when she plays the notes. So the notes basically are for her in the following and the day, and he's like, look babe, stand up straight, sit up straight. Don't like slouch on camera. B, don't wear a dark lip color because you have them big ass lips and we want your lips to look a little norms. But that's like how he's saying it. And then C, they're going to give you a lunch. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, try not to eat the carbs. And if you don't know what to eat and they give you an option, just send a picture and send it to me and I will tell you. Now, that part is so dumb that it's like,
Yep.
that's the part that Wah
Yep. And
cried,
she could
cried
have
a little
asked
bit.
him to do that. She could have asked him to do that. That's a part of it. Like you could ask like, "Hey, I want you to do this." Like if I had a dom right now, I would be like, "Hey, I need you to help me make food decisions." If that was part of his skill set, I'm like, "I need you to help me make food decisions." And usually, not usually, but in the way that I've come across them, two of the doms that I have worked with in my past have been very fit and they did have the skill set. And I was, you know, and if I had been there in that part of my life, and I would have been like, "Hey, I liked, can you, should I eat? What should I eat?" And then it just would have made me feel great for them to tell me what to eat. Oh, thank God.
It's like Wall's like, it's like having a nutrition coach. It's like having, you know, it's like
Yes.
having a trainer.
And
Yeah,
then
just like,
I get a reward at the end of cuddles. Chris, a reward and cuddles. Yeah, I want it.
yeah. So
I want
basically
that.
she did what he wanted, and you know, he loves it. And then we also find out though, sad news for her, which listen, this is the part that makes it look like this is a abusive relationship to the to people who wouldn't like anything we just said and would be like, no, he's very manipulative, very controlling of her. In fact, I will point to this as being part of it, which is also, side note, one of the signs that someone's in a cult, which we're in the middle of 90 Day Fiance this toe, but if you haven't watched, we also did episode 1 of Love Has Won, which is our new docu-series we're following, because you know we do docu-series sometimes too, besides all the Matt Sharp stuff. And cults, abusive relationships, one thing they like to
Yeah.
do is separate the person from their familia. So we find out that Shekinah obviously had her sister come to Turkey, meet Sarper, and it did not go well. And then so her sister, having been asked by the producers to come on the tell-all, were like, she was like, absolutely not. We don't talk anymore. I will give this voice note. They play a voice note. And they, and whatever, obviously it's like, you know, her sister being like, I hate that man. And, you know, Shekinah's dumb. And, but Shekinah's like, yeah, not just her, all the sisters and my mom.
Yeah.
And
She's
that's
so
a
stupid.
really fucking bad sign.
That's a stupid thing to say. Even if it's true, she, as a grown ass, late 40s woman, should know to not say that.
I'm surprised you're right. I would have, because she didn't have to. Like
Yeah.
she could have just been like, yeah, that sister and me, like we're not seeing eye to eye, and just zippity zipped, bippity bipped, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
But I wonder if it's like, to me, I'm like, you're right. It's a season, it was a bad Ricky move, but I wonder if it just came from a place of either A, trauma when you overshare, and or B, like the anxiety of how it looks and wanting to, I don't know, one of those two things, I guess.
Oh.
Sometimes oversharing or sometimes being like too honest because you have anxiety about the situation. I do that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just such a bad thing for her to say over Sarper, who like isn't worth your whole family. Yeah, it feels wrong, especially because like she's not packaging it. I mean, how do you tell your family like it's kinky? I like it. Like you can't. That's a hard thing to do, right? It's already gone too far. It's already gone too far because she shared too much about him to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So so that's kind of hard, but I really did like all of that except for that part. Um and so then we get back to Julio and Kirsten, but the truth is I don't care. I don't care one jot snot about them. And there's a point where she ran into the bathroom with his phone and like did some shit, but who the cares? I don't, not me, not never. Do you want to talk about them?
No, just that you were right. Like basically you said this in the beginning, which ends up being what happening is that he's dumb and wants to now blame the entire thing on her, like and play the victim. And so he's come with his receipts, and the receipts are that she had a friend that he was uncomfortable with their relationship, and he confronted her, and then that conversation he recorded without her knowing, and that's what he wants to play.
Yeah, and we don't care.
And also we think that she should be with that person over you because you treated her so poorly. And so and also I kind of believed her when she said she's never even kissed him. And if you say that she had an emotional affair, I would believe like, well, I don't think, Julia, you gave her enough emotion. I don't think that you were emotionally invested or connected with her. I think she probably felt it. So you know what, God bless. You don't
Yep.
deserve her.
Yep. All right, you guys, that is it for this episode. If you would like to see the visuals of what you're listening to right now, you can join us on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. You get a live every first Monday of the month, as well as other perks. So join us there if you would like to support your girls for $10 a month. But if you can't do that and you want to support us in other ways, Chris will tell you how you can do so on our social medias.
Oh yeah, just follow and like us. Like all our things and follow us and give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Like all that would be great. And we are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on X/Twitter. X, I guess, is what it's called now. And then Facebook, we have a Facebook podcast group, the DocuSweeties podcast group. So get at us wherever you can. And we love you so much. And we thank you so much for listening. And we're excited for this part 2, honey. We're excited to talk more about this Bananaramas situation and wish you the best. This holiday season, can be hard, can be great, can be all of it. We wish you just like a lot of self-care, a lot of like breath, and a lot of compassion for yourself and grace, get through it. All right, baby boos.
Bye.
Bye.